Hello all. Tonight we will be driving down Creasey's Chapel Rd between the Five Forks and Dry Pond communities in Patrick County, Virginia. A road that has been steeped in local legend and horrific facts. And before we begin, I would like to apologize for the quality of the video, as my headlights are in dire need of restoration, and while I could have done this recording during the day, I figured there were many of you out there who would prefer that I take this drive at night. To start off with some of the local legends, if you're coming from the direction of Five Forks, the road doesn't really start to get spooky until you've left the Five Forks community right about where the road markings end. It's this stretch of road that has been for years associated with cult activity and stories of satanic rituals occurring in a house which used to stand along the road that people said for years was haunted. While the house is no longer standing, you can still see the remnant of the house where it once stood, and while you can't see it at night, I will include photos of the remaining chimney structures during the day. While the factual basis for any of these claims is widely up for debate, there are many occurrences and stories upon this road that are well-known fact. Starting with the case of a young woman named Barbara Evans, who was brutally murdered by her ex-lover and an accomplice, and while the murder actually took place in nearby Mount Airy, North Carolina, the two then took the body to this very road and buried her in a shallow grave in the woods. Not long after the murders, the accomplice was actually so stricken with grief that one day, as he was hitchhiking in the area, a local sheriff's deputy picked him up, to which he then confessed to the murders and took them to the place where the body was buried. The local fire department was then contacted, and a few men, one of them including my grandfather, were assigned the task of digging the woman's body up. While my grandpa never talked much about the matters, one thing I do recall him saying is that the entire time they were digging the body up, the accomplice to the murders just sat on a stump with his head down, never speaking a word through the entire process. Then not long after this, there was also the case where another local man was found dead in the middle of the road one morning, where the night before he had been picked up, robbed, and ran over, and then left in the road. And if at all possible, I will try my best to include any newspaper articles about these events that I can find. It was after these events, though, that many locals started avoiding the road at all costs, some even calling it cursed. And while I do think that is a bit far-fetched and a bit extreme, it is hard to deny that there is a bit of a haunting energy surrounding this road. But I do hope you've enjoyed this nighttime ride along, and we will see you next time.